Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Everything I got in Blade, Texas 2026. I had a nice little grab of stuff. Let's just go over things I found to be pretty interesting. First one is the DP2 by TKL Knives. I have the DP1. The DP2 seems to be just the nice, subtle, I guess, next iteration. I wouldn't say upgrade because the DP1 was just fine. There are going to be some things you're going to want to do if you get this knife, but let's just talk about the knife itself. Very good looking, very slick looking knife. This is the DP1, okay? Pretty streamlined, drop point blade. The DP2 still gives you that TKL kind of goodness, but now you're getting a sheep's foot, and it looks really, really dope. This one here, instead of the signature, the full signature of Tim's father-in-law, he went with his initial signature on there, his initials. I'll do probably a full video on this knife once I get an opportunity to get it in the pocket more, because I need time to do things to the knife. I want to be able to put I'll be real with you. If you buy this knife, you're probably going to want to get some kind of hangman knot on there. Maybe get a bead on there or whatever. For the DP1, I did put a hangman noose on there, and I did add a bead, but just different things because this is truly a 2-finger knife, but adding that hangman noose makes it like all 4 fingers comfortably can hold the knife. It doesn't have the swedge as the DP1, but it still looks like it's going to be super viable. Still going to get a lot of different options for the G10 scales, whichever ones you want to do to kind of make it look dope. You're still getting a Kydex sheath that you're going to want to add something to, DCC clip or an Alti clip or something. You see mine is fully decked out for carry purposes for my DP1. So we're going to end up doing the same thing with the DP2, getting the Alti clip, getting a new, getting some way to hold it and all that good stuff. Navs came out with some stuff. They have some stuff that is on the actual Kickstarter, but I like to show you guys stuff that you can actually get your hands on. This is called the OCT, which stands for the Old College Try. So this is a very unique looking knife, very small. I like the name of it, the OCT, the Old College Try. Meaning like you kind of gave it, you know, I gave it the old college try, whether you're trying to holler at a female or you're trying to, you know, score a touchdown in flag football with your buddies, you're part of a fraternity or whatever. Very unique looking knife. Very small. This is also like a 3-finger type of knife. 14C28N blade steel. Nice satin finish on there. Very, very good looking knife. Small, petite. I think it has aluminum scales. I mean, I love this full design on this. Very good, very deep pocket clip. And I could see this being something that should be south of $100. I don't really know how much table prices at a blade show are different than your prices when you buy them online. If I find any of these items, I will link them up down below so you can check them out. This is a very dope knife, especially if you have a knife where you have like, you know, you only can carry a certain knife for like legal reasons or whatever. This is going to be something that can fit in like your pouches and stuff. So if you got you want to do like a wallet pouch type of carry, you can kind of put the entire knife in there and it kind of disappears pretty easily. So the Old College Try, I like that. I like the way that's working and all of that good stuff so far. QSP is coming out with some stuff. QSP is this Chinese maker, but they're trying to slowly but surely give you more budget-friendly options. And then if you like their budget options, they normally will offer the same knife in more of a premium option, okay? So this first one here is the Penguin Glide. This is the Glide Lock stickers. You guys know I'm a big old fan of stickers. So let's look at the Glide Lock. QSP Penguin is one of their most popular models. This is what they call their Glide Lock, which I think resembles a crossbar lock. They just give it a funky name. Feels like G10 scales. It actually looks pretty dope. Looks pretty good. The penguin shape. It does remind me of like a penguin's waddle, if the best way to describe it. The ramp on this, it could be a little bit more ramped down. A little bit. It's a little flat. The ramp to access that lock itself. It does have standoffs. So you can tell, you know, you're getting the budget option stuff. Just a little few things that they did here. 14C28N blade steel on this also. Yeah, it would be nice if if it was just a little bit more of a ramp. But other than that, it feels really good. It's easy to get to that lock itself. You can still flick it different ways. Can you spotty flick this? Yeah, I guess you can. Not bad. So that's the Penguin Glide Lock. Dope. And then you get a little card to let you know that they QC tested it. And then this one is the Ferret. I'm liking what they've done with the scale design on this. Pretty dope looking design on there. Just very, very subtle design piece. Kind of catches the light pretty dope. This is a liner lock. It's very snappy liner lock though. First time I just opened that bad boy, it sounded really good. Yeah, I like how snappy that is. This is a very good looking knife for, I'm assuming it's going to be a very good looking price point. Reversible pocket clip, and they actually filled in the gap on the other side where the pocket clip doesn't exist. They did the same thing with that Glide Lock with the Penguin. I like that. So if you're not going to ever reverse it, it doesn't just look like an empty hole. They actually gave you something there to make it a little bit more filled in. This is Nitro V blade, still super popular with the overseas knife makers. I like the finish on this, like the black finish. This would be a dope knife in a crossbar. I know it's a liner lock, but because of the shape, I keep reflexively going for a crossbar lock that does not exist. But something to check out. Now, this came out a couple of days before Blade Texas. This is Spyderco's exclusive collaboration with Blade HQ. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 with natural G10 scales. This thing is fantastic looking, looks really good. This is what G10 looks like before they dye it or anything like that. It almost looks like it glows in the dark, but this is just what G10 looks like. It is very popular this year at Blade Texas. A lot of companies, where it was Dead Reckin Knives, Savivi, QSP, Spyderco, a lot of companies did natural G10 this year. I think that's the thing for Blade Texas. We'll see if they carry that over for Blade Atlanta. CPM Magna Cut on this. So we're starting to see Magna Cut on more variants, but we're about to see some new blade steels, hopefully on different knives. This thing feels fantastic. Better than my old PM2 where I tore up. I had S45 VN on my old Spyderco PM2. Completely messed up the blade shape on that, but I still use it all the time. Feels really good. Exclusive to Blade HQ. You should definitely check that out. And then finally, one of my favorite OGs that I love me some Three River Manufacturing coming out of their area. This thing comes with the Alti clips already, so you don't even have to make the additional purchase. Decent little shipping box. It also gives you a little bit of leather, so you can do your own hangman noose. Maybe not enough. That's probably not enough cordage there, but I have a lot more here. But at least they give you some. Okay, they give you some, so that's pretty dope. Made in the USA. This is the tag along. This is a nice small knife. Fantastic to be able to just have with you for different jobs. It's extremely discreet. This is rocking, I don't know what blade steel this is actually. I'll put it on the screen because I don't know what blade steel this is. Knowing it being Three Rivers Manufacturing, it's either Magna Cut or 20 CV, or it could be AEBL since it is a fixed blade. So we'll see what that is. Very slick looking. This is a kind of a 3-finger knife. That's why they give you that cordage, because my pinky is kind of hanging out there looking for something to do. But it feels really good. It just feels like it's going to be something that you're going to be able to do some utility cuts with. It has a fantastic leather sheath. Leather sheath is going to have that Alti clip so you can carry it like this. And you might even be able to figure out a way to carry it horizontal, but this is definitely something that's going to be able to kind of slip into maybe your belt, your appendage, or your pocket itself. Very good looking sheath. I actually really like the way that looks. So that is my haul when it comes to Blade Texas 2026. There was so many different options. ProTech has some great stuff. Even Hogue had some new stuff that surprised me. And Chavez Knives. It was so many of them, but these are the ones that kind of jumped out at me. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If it's not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.